Well, guitar fans, we're back in the garage shop. I got a new project on the bench behind me, so I guess to walk over, I'll show you what's going on with this guitar and what we're gonna do. So this is a little customization job we're gonna be up to here today. So stand by and stay tuned if you want to see what's going on. Over and out. Well, I have a guitar here that I don't get into the shop that often. It's a fairly brand new Fender Mustang, and it's in really nice shape. You can see really nice red finish. Neck's in perfect shape. Frets are good condition. Don't need any fret work on this guy. But the problem that the player is having with this guitar is this switch here. Okay, so it's obviously changed, you know, the three-way switch that's going on with this thing, and it changes the pickups just like you would on a three-way switch, basically on a Gibson guitar. But the problem is the location here. So on a Gibson we have this three-way switch, you know, up here, but down here, this is right where the guy's strumming. He's strumming. So right in the middle of a song, he's strumming, hit the switch, change the pickups, and not very good on stage to have it like that. So the customization that we're going to be working on today is we're going to change this switch that we got here. And what we're going to do is we're going to replace it with a three-way switch like this, and it's going to be mounted in this location, not like this, but like this, parallel to the neck. So now it's going to be impossible, you know, when you're strumming the guitar, it's going to be impossible to change that switch without physically going down there and making the change with your finger on this this switch. These switches I get from StewMac in the States. Good quality switch. So if you're interested in what's going on with putting that switch in today on this this Mustang, Fender Mustang, then I'm going to move up to the Skycam and you'll see the progress and have fun watching. Over and out. Well, I hope you can see it okay. I've got the Skycam going. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this plate off, take a look at underneath that switch there, see what's going on. Like I say, there's the new switch. Got a little cup here, that way I don't lose the screws. Put the screws in there. No problem if I lose screws because I've got a whole jar full of these guys, these chrome-headed screws for this for these guitars. But curious to see. Actually, I've been in lots of Fender guitars, Gibson guitars, Gretsch guitars. It's the first time I open up and I get into a Fender Mustang. These aren't not a common guitar. I'm not sure why. At the same time, I also noticed that the neck relief on this guy is way off spec. It's bowed way too much. So I already text the owner and ask him if he want me to set this back to factory default. I'm not sure why there's so much bow on the neck's bowed so much. I want to get it back to 10 or 12 1/1000ths of an inch. Right now it's around 20. So it's as a result the strings are a little high down in this area here. So other than that, that's the only thing I see as far as the setup. Everything else looks perfect. It's just the relief seems to be a bit much. I'm not sure if anybody ever worked on this guitar other than me, but I'm curious to see what's going on inside here. If I can get this pick guard off, and I'm not sure when I get into here if I'm going to have to router out the wood or not. I don't know how big the cavity is, because you can see I'm going to be trying to put that switch right on top of there, and then of course I'm going to need a cavity at least that big underneath this switch area to mount this this three-way switch we're going to put in. So I got a funny feeling I'm just going to have a hole there, but we wait and see till we open it up, find out what's going on. So it looks like we got more screws here. This is different than a Strat or a Telly that your pick guard only has screws around the outside. This guy's got a couple in the middle, which leads me to believe there's a solid piece of wood here and maybe back here as well, but that's just guessing, don't know yet. Okay, we got all that off. So it doesn't want to come off. How come? She don't want to come out yet. Oh, there. Okay, just a little sticky. Okie dokie. So let's take a little look underneath. See, let me see if I can peek. Oh, maybe I got enough room. Maybe I got enough room. So yeah, I think I'm going. I want to take a look first. So now to get this off, obviously I got to take the strings off. It's not going to slide over. The wire, I'd already looked underneath there. The wires are just, yeah, they're not going to slide. So anyways, we loosen up the strings, get them loosened up, get some area to work here. Holy cow, the guy that put the strings on, wow, we got, holy cow. Got to be wound around this tuning machine head about 8 times. Got lots of, this one's hardly any. This one's got a round of, well, the same thing, hardly any, just the high E. When I put these strings on, like when I do a stringing job from scratch, I bring it down, I go around, I come up about, if I'm stringing on this guy here, I'm going to come up about here. So when I tighten it up, I usually get just 3 nice turns of the string on the guitar. Not like this where one has got 8, one has got 1, this one's got 2. This guy's got to have, holy moly, 1, 2, 3, lots of wrapping on that. I'm almost inclined to put a new set of strings on that. It's not too bad. A little rust here and there, not much, but kind of makes you wonder if, you know, for the cost of his strings, I don't know. He's probably got bullets on here. Yeah, these are, oh no, they're not, he's got, they're not Fender bullets on this guitar. So maybe I should put bullets on, I'm thinking. Put number 10s if I'm going to put anything. Anyways, we get these strings loosened up, taken off here, hopefully. I don't like leaving these like this stuff here like that. Goes around, can scratch the headstock when you leave that like that. Should never do that, you know. Don't want to scratch the headstock on a new guitar just because of a lousy string job. So we have to be careful because these ends are sharp, eh? And if they're going around catching stuff, you can cause scratches. So we just be careful taking these out. So anyway, we got the strings off now. You know, I got my clip here. Where's my clip? I got a clip here. I just put my clip on those strings out of the way. Hold them out of the way so they're not in my road here. There. Now let's see what we got here. Okie dokie. Simple little three. Okay. Just about fit. So you can see that all I have to do to make this guy fit is I need a little router job, very small router job. I don't know. We're talking about 1/8 of an inch, about 1/8 of an inch here and about 1/8 of an inch here. Just a little bit more, just so this slides down into there and fits nicely. See, I would put it this way, it would fit. Oh, somebody calling me. Yeah, we don't know who that is. I'll put the cam on pause. It's really funny. You try to shoot a video. First of all, the phone rings, and somebody knocking at my back window, trying to get in. So I'll let them in. I talked to them. They're gone. Back to the switch. Back to the switch here. Okay. There we go. Remove the switch. Check the wiring. Three-way switch only. So basically, ground 1, 2, 3, on. Yeah. So anyway, the next thing we do, one thing I always do is I take my my cell phone and I take a picture of this, so that way I always know what the original wiring is before I cut these off. As it turns out, I have to put this back for some reason. I want to know how it was originally wired. So I'm gonna do that, and then the next thing I'm gonna do is see about this cavity here. So take a little break, time for coffee, and next time that you come back online here and look at this, we're probably gonna have the switch gone, and we're gonna wire this guy in with a soldering gun and see what happens. Over and out. You all have a good morning. I'm gonna have my coffee break and be back in a while. Well, good morning, everybody. We had a great fun yesterday. I finished up taking that switch off, and I got the new switch here, the three-way switch, and I soldered it all up. The problem I ran into is nowhere on the internet does it show that three-way switch, which is a switchcraft, and how to wire it. What I did find, I got the basically right from the StuMax site. On the top switch there, there's a two-way switch there. They sell both three-way and two-way. This one here, this is the one I use. It's a three-way, and it's on. So that means you've got a middle position that gives you an on flip. You've got a front position that gives you an on flip, and you've got a back position that gives you an on flip or switch, whatever you want to call it. So then the problem comes is, how do I wire it up for tone control and two pickups? So off we go, as the old story. We get a diagram here that I try. Says it should work. three-way wiring for a Telecaster, and this is of course a Mustang, just about the same thing, same switch, volume, tone, and supposed to be for 2 pickups. We wire that, it don't work. Okay, fun, lots of fun. So we keep looking through the internet, and then we go for this guy. Another example of same thing, 2 pickups, 3-way switch, volume, tone control. Supposed to work, don't work. Hook it up. Either one thing doesn't work, either the front or the back or the middle position doesn't work. So anyway, I finally find a site where a guy's talking about it. Never shows a picture, but talks about what pins are used to hook up this 3-way switch. So I follow his instructions, and I make my own diagram. Switchcraft 3-way switch wiring, and you can see the neck pickup, bridge pickup, the pins that you gotta bridge. So anyways, it turned out I have to bridge this pin to this pin and then around to this pin. And your volume control feed comes on that pin, and then your neck pickup and your bridge pickup go there. The problem with, on the guy's instructions that was written down, never diagrammed, this was never mentioned. That little jumper there. So I feel around with this for a little bit this morning, and I couldn't understand why this thing wasn't working, and then I started looking at it, and I find out, oh shucks, missing a jumper. So as a result, I finish it up, and there's that jumper right there that I solder on, and that was the culprit, that the thing that wasn't working. So like I say, all over the internet, not one example of how to wire this thing. Lots of examples in wiring diagrams, none of them work. So and this is quite a common switch, the on 3-way switch, quite common. This little guy here is the common ground. So you know, everything is you know, from your controls, the ground comes through and hits each pickup. So that's going to be crimped on there, and that's the common ground. So that switch is going to end up going in there and screwed down, and then the cover plate put back on with a little bit of routering done to make it fit. So the good news, the good news is it's working. So I'm going to go up to the Skycam and give you a little demo on that. So just bear with me. Well, we're back online here now, and put this stuff away for a moment. Got it plugged in, got my amp tuned on, crank up the volume. So I got it up as loud as it'll go. So if this thing is going to work correctly, then what should happen is I got it in the center position. Both pickups should be live. And they are. Okay, let's take a look here. So let's go. So really the switch is going to go this way around when it's put back in. So that's the back position. It's off. This one's off. Front position. It's off. Middle position. Both working. So finally, success on that. So I'm very happy. Gonna take a little break. Granddaughter and I are gonna go out, drive around, have a little breakfast. And all I really got to do to finish this guitar up is a little bit of routing here and there, just so this guy will slide in there and mount nicely. And as you've seen in my other video, couple little notches to cut out of here. So that goes over top when it's all done. Put the strings back on, and the customer's got what he wants. He's got a 3-way switch that he's not going to be strumming the guitar, and a big toggle switch. Look at the size of that toggle switch they put on there. Holy cripe. Sitting like that, you can imagine, this thing sticks out a long ways. Well, from there to there, holy cripe. I don't know, how far does this stick out? 1 solid inch, this guy sticks out. So you can see, strumming, very easy on the up or down stroke to touch that switch and change your pickups. I would imagine on this guitar, with that problem, I can see this being a common mod for anybody that has this Mustang guitar. They're probably going to want to get rid of this stupid thing and do something different. Or, you know, maybe if they want to be able to throw it back and forth, you can get little wee short switches from Stu Mac, just half that height, just a little mini one. But this guy said no, he doesn't want it at all. He doesn't want any chance of turning one of the things off and on in the middle of a song. So that's why the switch is like that. He physically has to go down there, push it with his finger to make that change. So put it back together, do a little routing, and we'll see you soon. Well, folks, I'm just looking at this cavity here, and I'm routering it out with this tool here for this switch to fit properly. So we're going to go ahead and continue on with this custom fit, and I've already done the cutout here for the switch throw and the cover plate. Did a nice neat job on that, so no problem with that. So bear with me, we're going to go ahead with this. Well, it looks pretty close. Let's see what's going to happen here when this slides in. Nice tight fit, that's the main thing. Now Okay, down a little bit on this side here still. Not much. Maybe what I gotta do is I gotta go down lower here too. A little bit more. Just about. My problem is still down below here a bit. That's pretty well got it. A little bit more here maybe. Now we're in there perfect. Perfect flush fit. So, screw that on and put the top back on. Carry on, I'll say goodbye for now. Well, it looks like a success story here, guys. Switch is in place. Looks pretty good. Does exactly what the owner wanted. He's got a front position. Activates this pickup here. I'll just do a double check to make sure here, I guess. But turn up the volume. Oh, it might help if I plugged it in, eh? Scaring myself. I don't plug the amp in. There. Let's see what we got here, guys. Nothing. That looks good. Middle position, here we go. Perfect. Back. Nothing there. Yes. So, what's left? Well, I know this, I know the relief on the neck is too much, so next step I'm just going to reset that neck. Just back the relief, back it up a little bit so we get a little bit better action, and should be all done. Put the strings on and that should play great. So this one's been kind of a fun mod, and I hope you enjoy the video. Well, I just had to add this to the setup just so you guys can see. I'm looking at this bridge setup here. Look at that. This is the way the guitar was set up, given to me. All on level. My goodness, I don't know who set this up, but that's not the way the bridge on a guitar should look, with all the little guys all uneven, and it's not following the radius of the neck, which is a 12. My goodness, I'll bet you when I get into it, I haven't looked yet, but I'm looking at the intonation on this guy, and I'm just looking at that. That's probably going to be wrong too. I mean, these guys should be on an angle back like that. This one should be back, that one should be back. This is kind of a little bit of an angle, but I'll bet you that guy is sharp. So anyway, we'll reset the neck relief. At the same time, we'll set the proper radius on that. We'll make sure those guys are level and not all crooked and out of kilter like that, and see what we end up with when we play the guitar. Over and out. Well, we're gonna set the relief on this guy now that we got it tuned up, kind of. Let's see where we are here. No, she's a little bit too much. So we're gonna bring the neck back a little bit more here, just a quarter of a turn. Let's see what we got now. A little bit more. There we go. Got that set at 10/1000ths of an inch on the neck relief. Give it an eyeball here. Looks about right. And now let's take a look at the action. See what we got here. See what we got here. See what we got. a little high. A little higher than I'd like. So gonna drop these down just a little bit on this. Not much, just a touch. Just a touch. It'll be simpler this way. I can kind of see what I'm doing better. Bring these down a little bit. Gonna bring them all down so I keep the radius correct on this. You see, these strings should arch so it matches the radius of the neck. We're gonna do a final check on that too. Bring down just a little bit. Okie dokie. Let's see what we got here. I think it's a 12. I think it's a 12. We're gonna make sure here. Make sure of this guy here to make sure what we got on this. Boy, oh boy, gonna have to take those down a little bit. Those pickups are a little high. We'll do that in a minute. Get this radius figured out here first. Get this figured out first. See what this thing is. See what this thing is here. Should have done this before I did this, I guess, but too late now. Tight, tight, tight to get in there. See what we got here. There we go. Yeah, it's about a 12 from the look of it. From the look of it, it's about a 12. Oh boy. Be nice if this was a little smaller. That's just about, that's got to come up a little here. What's that do for us? I have to get this down a little bit more here. Just a touch. Just a touch. Just dropping it ever so slightly right across the piece here. Get this action the way I want it. Let's check the radius again here, see how we're doing. That's just about right on the money now. Yeah. That's looking good. It's looking pretty good from the look of it. It's all little pernickety little work, eh? This stuff. Just tedious adjustments to get things just the way it should be. just about right on. So, happy with that now. Happy with that now. Gonna take one more check on the relief here. See what we got on the relief on this guy. She's looking good, guys. Looking good. This pickup's a little high, so we're going to touch it down a little bit. It's a little high, this pickup. Yeah. Touch this down a little bit. This one's a little low. Bring this one up a little bit. It's looking pretty good. Bang on the money. Bang on the money. Well, let's get the cam down here. So, we got the relief set correctly now, and you can see what the bridge looks like now. Instead of those all being lopsided and crooked, you can see now they're even. See the slight arch to them. Lower on the high E string, lower on the low E string, a little bit of an arch. So you got like a, I don't know, radius of 11 or 12 on this guitar from the look of it, and that matches really nice now. So yeah. Huh. Next episode is to play it, I guess. Over and out. Well, don't mind me tonight. I'm checking this guitar out. I got my PJs on. It's 8 o'clock. Now we're going to see what this thing sounds like. All done up and the switches in there working. Let's see what she sounds like. Sounds pretty nice. pretty good, guys. Hope the customer enjoys playing it. I think it's set up pretty good. I like the sound of it. Have a good night. Over and out.